It feels like you're always reacting, right? Survey comes in, you have to respond. Your analyst team highlights a weakness, you have to shift resources. The list goes on. And if you're at an enterprise, it gets very long. But what if for once, instead of being reactive, you could be proactive? What if you could resolve issues during the customer's experience? What if you could tailor experiences in real time on digital channels? With Medallia Experience Orchestration, you can. We're taking the industry practice of closing the loop and combining it with digital automation to overcome those messy friction points and create a beautifully personalized experience. And to show you how this works, let's meet Danny. Danny's ready for a phone upgrade. So he sits down to browse on the site of his service provider, Mobily. In the background, Danny's behavior and preferences has been logged by Medallia Experience Orchestration. We call it MXO for short. And his logged behavior comes into play the next time he opens the Mobily app to pay his bill. Once his bill's been paid, MXO gets to work, running a set of rules in real time to determine that, based on his past behavior, Danny's likely an iPhone user, that there's an iPhone upgrade available, and that Danny is eligible for the upgrade. So, based on those details, now that his bill has been paid, MXO dynamically shows this timely and enticing message to get Danny on the path to upgrade. The message, content, and pricing is relevant and personalized to Danny in real time, based on various signals: his current intent, how long he's been a customer, his lifetime value, and his promoter and attractor history. But Danny's on the move and doesn't have time to upgrade right this minute. So later on, MXO nudges Danny back onto his journey with a message from Mobily, reminding him of the upgrade offer. Now the timing is perfect. On the website, the orchestration picks up the journey Danny started on the app and shows the iPhone upgrade messaging. The delivery has changed. Now catered to his computer browsing, the message is still relevant, engaging, and consistent. In this moment, Danny totally feels seen by Mobily. And that's a compelling feeling. So he gets moving on the upgrade. What an incredibly personalized purchase journey, and is proving fruitful for other customers too. Here, in the backend of MXO, let's take a look at that bill pay journey that Danny went on. We see the most dominant paths highlighted, showing that the pop-up after bill payment is definitely driving sales. But we can also see where things are falling short. And it looks like there's a problem with activating the device after purchasing. We can actually see that 93% of people going through this activation journey end up as detractors. This is a major red flag. But armed with data, we can now build new personalized journeys to close the loop on this issue before it ever escalates. Let's see how it works. The next day, Danny's new phone arrives and he's ready to get it up and running. When it comes time to activate, he finds the activation code in the box, no problem. But when he gets to the authentication step, after waiting and waiting, the code still hasn't arrived. Just as we predicted, Danny's not only stuck and frustrated, but he knows he's headed for the contact center. As a strictly text message type of guy, Danny decides to leave feedback on the page, and he'll try the call center in the morning if the activation text hasn't come through by then. Once Danny's done venting about his experience, he heads back to the homepage to look at accessories for his new phone. Now, since we predicted that this issue might come up for Danny, MXO steps in proactively, using the feedback he just submitted to tell Danny about a potential resolution. Check his text from unknown senders. In literal seconds, Danny's feedback has been acted on with messaging that helps close the loop and resolve his issue. Of course, since MXO is an omni-channel solution, that dynamic message also gets pushed as a notification to make sure he can keep moving on any device. And that message is just what Danny needed. He checks his text from unknown senders and activates his phone successfully. And now that his phone is activated, the real-time orchestration knows Danny's completed this stage of the journey, so the custom message is removed from the homepage. Danny's now received a tailored purchase experience with a brand that reacted to his real-time feedback, a very challenging accomplishment that leaves him brimming with brand loyalty. So, when you're ready to create powerfully personalized experiences, adjust to customer expectations in real time, and fix problems that have a major impact on your revenue, Medallia Experience Orchestration is ready for the job.